This is the 2021 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment number 1, Drop Kveik Nate Pale Ale. Thank you to our sponsors, Imperial Yeast, 5 Star Chemicals, Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store, Brewing America, all stainless steel mash paddle sponsors. Also Hopsteiner and Yakima Chief Hops. Get brewing.
Alright guys, we're going to do something a little bit different this time. For some reason the audio didn't record with my microphone, my lapel microphone, for tonight's reviews. So we're just going to try to talk through this with you guys, and I'll try to remember best as I can of what I went through with reviewing these beers. So I apologize to the participants that don't unfortunately have the original audio. This one came in from Wally Kveik. Wally, I do apologize. I don't know what happened to my mic, but there's his bottle, just talking about his nice cap and his upgraded label game. So nice job, Wally, putting together these awesome new labels. So this was for the Drop Kveik Nate Brewtubers Yeast Experiment to sub number 1. And you know, Wally, he used the escarpment Kveik the World. And I'm just kind of describing some of the numbers that are on the bottle itself. And you know, I got this spreadsheet, which I'll pull it up here on the screen as well. This is kind of what I'm reading off of in this portion, where I'm talking about the different stats of his beer. So he used a half a flake of that Kveik the World in a 1 liter starter, which I believe he got that flake from a homebrew con, if I'm not mistaken. He brewed 6 gallons on 418. He kegged it on 5.3, and he bottled it on 5.9. He uses a 3-vessel electric Herm system, much like myself. His panel is actually kind of similar. The difference is just the way he's kind of has everything arranged, and the setup in his corner table in his basement is pretty awesome. And he does have a 50 amp panel, so you can run both elements at once, unlike myself. It looks like he mashed at 148, had a mash pH of 5.3, pre-boil gravity of 1049, whirlpool 170 for 30 minutes. Original gravity, I think this is supposed to say 1061, not 1.61. Fermentation at 83 degrees. It says he pitched it at 80. He set the controller to 90 and let it climb, and it only got to 83. I actually had a similar problem with whenever I try to get higher temperatures in my chamber too, because I use a heating belt and I can never get that thing to go past 85. So I understand the struggle, Wally. He dry hopped 7 days at 80 degrees, so he's the highest dry hop temperature. He cold crashed for 7 days at 48, so he's the highest there too. So he's got the two higher temperatures in the control there between the dry hopping and cold crash. So that's interesting. Final gravity of 1014. He final beer pH was 4.69, which is one of the higher ones there. He force carbonated at 30 psi for, let's move this out of the way here. Oops. Let's see, 42 degrees at 72 hours. So now we're getting the pour, and you know, just like a lot of the other ones, it's not clear. You can't really see through it at all. It's just a clarity thing with Kveik yeast. You know, they just don't clear out all the way. Got a nice a finger and a half, 2-finger head, I think, on there. It's got the right color of a DKN. I remember the coloring of this. It looks very similar to most of the other ones I've seen. It's just cloudy. Has a nice tight bubbles on the head, with a nice white head on that. And I do remember that it kind of, you know, sticks to the glass real nice, and it was well carbonated. No issues there. You can actually, I was able to see the bubbles kind of rising up on the side of the glass. So it's a nice looking beer. You know, no issues with that at all. You got it in that nice Brewtubers glass, and look at that. You can just see it just hanging, the lacing hanging onto that glass, and just coated it. That was, I think that's the only beer so far that has done exactly that. So that's kind of cool. The aroma on this one we're talking about now, and I remember a lot of citrus notes on this. Some grapefruit as well, like sort of like a really ripe grapefruit. It actually kind of reminded me of the beer that I had that I like to drink down in Epcot. It's kind of reminds me of like a Schafferhofer, If anybody's ever had that beer, um, it kind of had that aroma to it. It was some orange, some citrus notes, not as orangey as Dennis's Berserker yeast, but certainly some of those notes were there, and more so on the grapefruit side of things. So it's a really nice, pleasant, scented beer there in the aroma. Let's see here. Let's just move forward a little bit, and I yapped about it plenty. Let's go ahead and get a taste on this. I must have had a lot to say about your beer, Wally. I don't remember everything I did say. But here's the taste. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. You can just tell from my my smile there. It was delicious. I mean, the taste, it really followed the smell of this beer. It was, you got some of those hints of the orange, the citrus. You got some of that grapefruit taste in there as well. Really inviting, really pleasant, smooth beer. I will say that the only thing, if I was to try to compare this to the Control, this isn't a DKN. I mean, I didn't get any of the characteristics that I would expect to get out of El Dorado or out of Galaxy. So that part of it's unfortunate. But if you were to take this beer and give it to me and say, here, score this beer, I'd still score this beer pretty good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the beer itself. It's just if I was trying to compare it to a DKN and say, hey, how does this rank on the scale of DKNs? No, it's not like the Control, but that's fine. I mean, that was the purpose of this experiment, to see what every yeast does to the beer. So yeah, so it was a solid beer, Wally. Nice job. Really enjoyed this one, and thank you for participating. I know after this I started talking about the sponsors, so I'll just go ahead and quickly thank our sponsors. Brewtubers is very grateful to have them on board this year. We have the Brewing America, we have Hopsteiner, and Yakima Chief that was very kind to send us a whole bunch of hops. We have Beer and Wine Hobby that sent us all the ingredients for this beer. In fact, I think all of us probably used the same shop, so we all basically got the same exact ingredients, minus the yeast, of course. And also thank you to 5 Star Chemicals for helping keep our brewery clean and sanitary. So with that, again, apologize for the audio. Hopefully I said most of the things that I said originally. Solid beer, Wally. Thank you, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and do that finish off here for that. Cheers. Have a good night. Cheers. All right, see you guys on the next one.